Our guest this half hour is Tim, one of the Duct Tape Guys. He's the co-author of the WD40 Book. And, Tim, you were telling us earlier about how you can spray it on weeds and things like that, but you're saying it really works, right?
Yeah, apparently, and it also keeps pests out of gardens. And, you spray it around the perimeter of your garden, it'll keep the pests out. And actually, I spray it around the perimeter of our yard to keep the neighbor kid away from my daughter. And so far, it's working pretty good.
Now, these people who buy them in the gallon containers, I just can't believe that. What would they use a gallon worth?
I've heard of people who buy it by the drum. I don't know what they're using it all for, but I guess, get into the book and you can find plenty of uses for it. So.
The book is the WD-40 Book. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's go to Steve. Steve, what's your WD-40 story?
Yeah, I'm doing new construction, and you spray it on the inside of your toilet.
Pardon me?
If you're doing new construction,
yeah,
and you install a new toilet, spray it on the inside, and you'll never need a plunger again.
How do you define the inside of the toilet?
Well, and the whole trap and the whole bowl and everything inside there.
Well, that's an excellent idea. I don't know if our house is any different from anybody else's, but our toilets are constantly getting plugged up, and I'm going to try that next time we Can you do it on existing toilets? You dry them out and take them apart, spray them down?
Works great.
Okay. It's on my list. Thanks.
Good idea, Steve. You hold on till later and call back in. We may award you one of those books. We'll find out at 11:30. Dee, you've been on hold. Thanks for waiting for Tim, the Duct Tape Guy. Go ahead,
Good morning,
Tim.
Stephen. You're doing a very good job.
Thank you.
And I'm calling to talk about Florida.
Okay.
My daughter and son-in-law live on the ocean in Florida. He's an amateur mechanic. He keeps his Thunderbird so clean and sprays WD-40 the whole underneath part of that Thunderbird and his truck motor. And so for Christmas, my daughter said, Mother, the only thing you have to worry about for Don for Christmas is a gift certificate to Walmart so he can continue to buy this WD-40. Well, honey, he was so happy with a $100 gift certificate to Walmart so he could continue.
You can buy a lot of WD-40 for $100.
And he buys it in the largest quantity.
Oh, he does too.
Buy, yeah. Hooks up his sprayer, and he is a happy camper.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And so he's happy with that for a present. That's pretty easy to buy for, I'd say.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
You know what else you could do with that $100 gift certificate?
Well, buy some
you
duct
could
tape.
buy 14.28 of our books.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But it was a perfect gift and something he uses every 2 weeks on those cars.
Thanks, Dee. Gene, you're on the line with Tim. Go ahead with your WD-40 story, Gene. Hi, Gene.
Yeah, I heard you say earlier that you didn't like the smell of it.
No, I don't.
I use it for an air freshener in the bathroom.
Are you serious? You like the smell?
I love the smell of it.
Yeah, some people really like the smell. In
I
fact,
also like to use it to spray on the mirrors in the bathroom so they don't fog over.
Oh, that's a good
there
idea.
you go. Doesn't it get kind of greasy,
Yeah, it gets
streaky
greasy.
looking?
You just wipe it down.
Wipe it down and...
Do you spray it every day or what?
No.
How often do you spray it then on your mirrors?
About once a week.
You seriously do this on your mirrors? I have not
that's
heard that
one we
before.
hadn't heard there, too. That's good.
That's good, Gene. When you can stump him, Gene, that you did a good job, okay?
All right.
Thanks for calling in. Let's go to Chris with your WD-40 story. Good morning, Chris.
Yes, I have kind of an unusual story. I was giving my son a haircut, and I had the little spray bottle there. I was spraying his hair down every now and then, and the razors needed some oil, so I went out and got my WD-40 and sprayed the razors, and a little while later I forgot which which was which, and I sprayed his head with a WD-40.
No.
Now he kind of looks like Fraser, doesn't he?
Well, no, and everybody starts laughing at me, but it had a good effect because my son has always had a problem with dry scalp. I mean, there's nothing you can use to get rid of it. You scrape it and brush it, and he just screams and hates it. But all I did was I run a comb through, and all of it came right off. It was unbelievable.
Oh, come on.
No, it did.
So it helps like dandruff and stuff too, huh?
Yeah, it just, and this would get thick, It was terrible stuff, and it was just hard to get rid of. But it was amazing because I just ran the comb through, and it just came right off.
Chris, the question now is, do you use this daily on your son?
No.
No, I was thinking that's maybe what Kramer uses on his hair to make it stand up like that. But.
Chris, maybe you've created a new product that WD-40 can come out with, like a WD-40 shampoo conditioner or something like that.
That could be, and I use it for, I'm really kind of worried about you that you didn't know you could get it in a gallon jug, I thought probably everybody does.
Oh, do you get it in that big?
I would get it in 55 gallons if I could find it, probably.
Oh, my
And we got our our spin-off products in our book, we've got Spurt Plus listed. It's a WD-40 shower-free shampoo and conditioner in one. And unfortunately, the WD-40 company didn't go for it, but we thought it'd be a good idea.
Thanks, Chris.
You bet.
And, we also thought WD-40 would be a good idea, tying in with the last guy with using it as an air freshener. Because it does mask and cover up unwanted odors.
Oh, WD-40, right,
odor.
okay, like potpourri, WD-40?
Yeah, new car smell, lemon fresh, pine.
I like that idea.
Call it WD-40.
Powder fresh, WD-40.
Yeah.
Tim is one of the Duct Tape Guys. He's the co-author of the WD-40 book.
I heard somebody in that commercial bad-mouthing WD-40 about giving it to moms for Mother's Day, but I think that's an excellent idea.
I do, too.
Just include the book with it, though.
I think the book's, if you got the book, it gives you hundreds of uses for WD-40. Bruce, you're on the line with Tim. Go ahead, Bruce.
I got a duct tape and a WD-40.
Go for it.
Duct tape works great for bandages when you can't find any Band-Aids on your workbench.
Yeah, but doesn't it kind of rip the skin or the hair?
It makes it just flat and it seals it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's great for scab removal later, too. You just put it on and rip it off.
What's your WD-40?
Well, I drive about 40,000 miles a year, and this is the best time of year for WD-40 to get bugs off your front of your car.
Yeah.
That's right. Bugs and road tar. It gets rid
it
of
works
really
great.
quick. Actually, if you just don't stop there, just spray your entire vehicle down, you'll probably cut the air friction and pick up a couple extra miles per gallon.
Well, as much gas as I buy, that'd be all right.
Yeah, give it a whirl.
Good idea, Bruce.
Stop
Thanks
the
for
rust,
calling.
too.
Dave, you go ahead with your WD-40 story. Hi, Dave.
Hi, how are you today?
Great.
Wonderful. I got a pain relief story,
All right.
actually. I take and soak every check that I get real well with WD-40.
Yeah.
That way when the government comes in and rips their half out, it doesn't feel near so bad, fellas.
There you go.
Works. All right? Have a nice day.
Okay. Tim likes that.
See, the nice thing about WD-40, they don't bother to put a whole lot of instructions on the can. They put their warnings there, but they don't want to say it's specifically for these 3 items only.
You can be creative.
Yeah, and that doesn't limit anybody's creativity.
Yeah.
So that's hence the pop duct tape and WD-40.
Kate, tell us your WD-40 story. Hi, Kate.
Hi there.
Can you turn your radio down, please?
Yeah, turn the radio down, please. Hi, we're having a good time listening to you as we're driving on the highway.
Are you a relative of mine?
It's possible. It's possible.
That sounds like my mother calling.
You are correct, and we had some WD-40 stories that we wanted to share with you.
I hope it has nothing to do with me, Mother.
It has nothing to do with you. We're full-time RVers, and we use WD-40 on our slide-outs. We have 2 slide-outs on our fifth-wheel trailer, and we use the WD-40 to make them easier to slide in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And then also your father wants you to know that we use them on our sewage disposal slide.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
I thought you'd enjoy that. But we also we had a duct tape story that we've been saving. Tried to get through once when you had them on about the duct tape.
Right. Well, Tim's the duct tape guy. Go ahead and tell him.
Well, okay, Tim. Yeah, we have a great duct tape story. We were in Texas. We were pulling out of our campground, and the tailgate on our truck fell back as we turned the corner, and it took the whole front of our trailer off as we turned the corner. Needless to say, this was a big disaster. We had to drive in about 10 miles to the nearest town, and we duct taped the whole front of the trailer. And we had it that way for at least a week while we waited for the parts to come in.
Well, at least it matched the
Heck,
exterior.
we did that to our truck like 2 years ago, and the thing's still duct taped together. In fact, never travel any place without a roll of duct tape, because you never know when you're going to lose a rear quarter panel or something.
That's correct. We always have one with us. I just wanted to share that with you and to say hi to Steve.
Good. Thanks,
Hey,
Mom.
thanks a lot.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Say hi to Dad.
You could get like the Dorothy Letterman deal going there with your mom.
She's never done that before, Tim. See, they're heading up from Florida. They're coming, and my daughter's got her first communion this weekend. So they're heading up here from Florida, and we're not exactly sure when they're arriving, but this kind of surprised me that they were listening.
They're probably close then, huh?
Yes, and
or do you reach down into Texas?
No,
too?
she's been waiting to get on the air for a long time. See, she wants some equal time here now that her son's on.
Here's another hint for those people traveling with duct tape. When you're not using the duct tape to fix your exhaust system or something, just stick that roll of duct tape onto your dashboard, and the center of the roll makes an excellent can holder. In fact, if you're not drinking pop or something in the car, just put your WD-40 can right in the center of the duct tape.
Good idea. It's the WD-40 book. Marilyn, you're on with Tim, one of the duct tape guys.
Yes,
What's your story?
I have a duct tape story. About 4 or 5 years ago, I had a large patch of warts on the bottom of my foot and on my toes, and I'd been doctoring for over a year, and someone suggested that there was another doctor I should go to, which I did, and he told me I should wrap my foot with duct tape and leave it on for about a week, and they would never come back. And I did this, and I've never had them since.
We've heard that, and we've also heard that WD-40 gets rid of warts too. So maybe you combine
combination.
Spray it down first, then wrap it.
That happened to me, and I have never had the warts since. And I could hardly walk; they were so bad.
That is very hard to believe.
Well, a doctor told me this. A dermatologist told me to do
plantar
this.
warts?
Yes, I had a huge patch on the bottom of my foot.
They're painful too.
They had spread to my toes. I had surgery at one time where I couldn't walk for about 3 weeks because of the surgery, and they came back, and this other doctor, who was an older doctor, said, the only way you're going to ever get rid of them is to smother them. Wrap your foot in duct tape, and they'll go away, and they'll never come back.
Marilyn, I tell you what, I have an extra copy of the duct tape book here. Would you like it?
Yes, I would.
If you haven't read it, it's worth reading, so I'm going to give you my extra copy. How about that?
Okay.
Just for you suffering through those warts. How about that?
Okay.
You hold on here. We're going to get your information, okay? Dick, can you get Marilyn's information, okay? And we'll give her a copy of the duct tape book. And we've got some WD-40 copies to give away in just a moment. Let's get a couple more calls in. Cecilia, you have a question for us. Go ahead, Cecilia.
Hi. I just sort of had a question. I have a lot of grandchildren, and sometimes like to go to Saylorville and stuff, and they get the sand all over them. It ends up being in your car.
Mm-hmm.
If I dunked them in WD-40 up to their neck, do you think it just kind of fall off and stay where it belongs?
That might be.
I might try that.
But you got to be careful, because if you stick them back in the lake, the fish might be attracted to them. So.
Yeah, or you could wrap the kids with duct tape sticky side out, so when they do get in the car, they'll pick up all the sand with them, and then just unwrap them later.
But Cecilia, you're in the spirit of the duct tape book here, and the WD-40 book. You're in that right spirit, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thanks so much for calling. Elaine, you have an idea for our guest Tim. Go ahead, Elaine.
Hi.
Hi.
I was just wondering if you were ever going to write a book on Velcro.
Velcro. Well, actually, we have in our second duct tape book. We kind of made a joke about it that we called it "Hooked on Velcro," as told by Jim and Tim. And our disclaimer is we tried to understand why people need Velcro with duct tape around, but we really don't see the point in writing a book about it. So
I have a Velcro story. If you
go ahead.
I had a cat that would bat the cat dish and the water dish around, and so I Velcroed it to the floor, and it stopped that.
Well, that's a good idea,
good
too.
idea for a book.
But, duct tape would accomplish the same thing. In fact, I've got a hint for if you're doing spring cleaning now. Just duct tape your cat with the duct tape sticky side out and roll its little rolly toy underneath the bed and tell it to fetch. When it comes out, all the dust bunnies will be stuck to the duct tape. Put those pets to work for you.
Thanks, Elaine.
Thank you.
And let's go to one more call. James, you're our last caller today for Tim, the duct tape guy. Go ahead, James.
Yes, I've got a duct tape story. Some years ago, my wife and I were camping down in the Yucatan, and the globe on our propane lantern cracked in several places. And I tore off duct tape in about half-inch strips and meticulously taped the globe back together because there was no place to get one down there in the jungle. And it served a wonderful purpose. It not only held the globe back together, but as the lantern would burn at night when it was hot, it would heat up the duct tape, and all the bugs that were attracted to it would stick to it. So it was like a propane-fired duct tape bug zapper. And the globe is still held together to this day with that duct tape, and that's been about 15 years ago.
You should market that or something.
Yeah,
really. A jungle bug zapper. It did a marvelous job.
That's an excellent idea.
You're giving
Thanks.
Tim.
May the duct tape and the WD-40 be with you.
Well,
Thanks,
thank
James.
you. You also.
Thank you.
We're going to award our books now for the WD-40 book. Steve, whose idea was to spray your toilet. Gene, who uses it as an air freshener and to defog his mirrors in his bathroom. And Chris, who sprayed it on his kid's head to get rid of a dry scalp. How's that for 3 great uses? You 3 call back in. We'll give you copies of the book. Tim, you're great as usual.
Hey, thanks a lot.